This is Randi Altman's Perspective. Randi Altman has been writing about our industry for more than 20 years. In fact, she's the editor-in-chief of her own website called postperspective.com. And as always, it's wonderful, Randi, to have you back on the show. How you doing?
I'm good, Larry. How are you?
Well, it's getting closer and closer to the holidays, which means it's the awards season. And man, you talk to everybody that's out for awards today. What are you hearing and what are you paying attention to?
Well, we've been covering some of the top directors for the last month or two, and what I've been noticing is, in terms of trends, is there really is no trend. I mean, we've got some pretty high-end directors on some films that were mentioned in the Golden Globe nominations and some of the other nominations that have been announced so far. So we've spoken to Danny Boyle and Ridley Scott and Todd Haynes and Todd Hooper, and we have Quentin Tarantino coming up and Spike Lee. So what I've been discovering is these guys are sort of all over the place in terms of who's shooting digital, who's shooting film, and who's shooting a combination of both. And it's been fairly interesting. And then they're all sort of debating on the post schedule as well. You've got someone like Ridley Scott who loves digital, just loves it, can't wait for the process to get even faster, and wants a faster post schedule. He did 25 weeks on The Martian, and he thought that was too long. So you've got a director like him, and then you've got a director like Quentin who really wants to take his time, wants to shoot 70 millimeter, and it's fun to watch.
Well, the other thing that I was impressed with, especially with the Golden Globes, because the Hollywood Foreign Press Association loves to throw out shocking nominations, is films that we thought would be heavily nominated, like The Martian, are totally ignored, and films that we weren't expecting to get nominated, like Spotlight, get a lot of attention. Are we seeing a shift away from traditional Hollywood movies and more of an emphasis on independence?
I think we've been seeing that the last couple of years, and they might be, Martian has a lot of visual effects. It's a very strong story as well, but they might be moving away from nominating those with visual effects and going more for, the Carol and the dramas, the personal dramas. So I'm not terribly surprised about that.
Well, it's going to be fun to watch because the award season runs now through March of next year, and there's going to be all kinds of conversations about who's ahead and who isn't, and we'll have you give us all the latest scoop in terms of what's happening behind the scenes. Randi, for people that want more information about you and your writing, what website can they go to?
They can visit postperspective.com.
Postperspective.com. Randi Altman, the editor-in-chief. Randi, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Larry.
To read more from Randi Altman, visit postperspective.com.